He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it for Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah Todd touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Volusia wins it. The championship.
And welcome to the Class 2A IHSA Boys Baseball Semifinals. We're at Duffy Bass Field on the campus of Illinois State University in Normal. I'm Nathan Believa alongside Lee Hall as we get ready for 4 games today in 2A baseball. And we start off with the #1 team in the state across all 4 classes, according to multiple rankings this year. And that's the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin from Springfield. And they are 33-1. They are the home team on the third base dugout today, wearing the black with the white pants and the gold numbers, and wearing the gray pants with the red jerseys and black numbers are the Trojans of Timothy Christian out of Elmhurst. They come in with a record of 20-8. At 1 p.m., the Pioneers of Normal U-High, we can see their high school from where we sit. They're 31-3. They will take on the Midgets from Freeburg, who are 35-3. Third place game scheduled for 4. State title game scheduled for 7. Lee, we're going to see some really good baseball today. There is a lot of Division I talent out on the field between these 4 teams.
Yeah, Division I, Division II, I mean, you name it. There's a lot of good athletes out here today. Really looking forward to it. Obviously, SHG and U-High are the favorites, but a couple of upset-minded teams here today in Freeburg and Timothy Christian, no doubt.
Brennan Kraft is on the mound, and the pitch popped up here by Ben Jones, and it's playable, and it's caught at third base by Nick Crow to get this one underway. Got started right on time today at 10, and it's 87 degrees in Normal. We started yesterday at 10 a.m. with the 1A. It was 77. We got up to 91. Let's hope we don't increase by 14 degrees today. We might be baking in here by the end of the day if that's the case. And Kraft delivers upstairs. Our umpires today, behind the plate is Adam Hulleman, and he's calling the balls and strikes from Champaign is Hulleman. And this pitch is popped out towards right field by Casey Folkerts and caught by Jimerson. 2 down. The first base umpire is D. Ray Tucker, also from Champaign, and Mike Wiley from Williamsville is over at third base. Timothy Christian, the Trojans, 20 wins, 8 losses. Their girls soccer team's also at state today and getting ready to play at Hoffman Estates High School. Girls finals usually at North Central in Naperville, but this year it's over at Hoffman Estates. This tournament is usually in Peoria at Dozer Park. This year here at Duffy Bass, since the Peoria Chiefs are at home this weekend, with the events all getting moved a couple of weekends. Sites changed throughout the IHSA sports, and a swing and a miss here. 125 miles down I-55 from Elmhurst. Prospect Road for the Trojans. 20 wins, 8 losses. And there's a call. Strike 2 with the fastball from Kraft. First trip to state for the Trojans. They were 6-21 in 2019. And they're 20-8 this season out of the Metro Suburban Conference.
Kraft is a big fella out there, 6'3", 270, and not surprisingly, he's an offensive lineman. And he turned down a scholarship offer from Western Illinois. He's going to stick with baseball.
1-2, 2 down, and that's poked towards second base on a hop. The race to first base, and Kraft got there first. Showing off the athleticism.
The pulling guard, right?
That's right.
It's a sweep.
We go bottom 1, no score here at Illinois State.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
We head into the bottom of the first inning. I don't want to say this word here, but we're going to have a delay, Lee.
Really?
It is raining just enough. I'm guessing that the lightning meter must have gone off. The facilities director, who you were chatting with about 10 minutes ago, as we were trying to get the AC fixed up here in the booth, is out on the field with the umpires, and the Trojans of Timothy Christian have walked off the field before Tober started to pitch. And yep, there was the lightning delay. Lightning meter went off, so that means it's an automatic 30-minute delay. And that's how it works in the IHSA and in NCAA. If there is lightning and the lightning meter goes off, it's a 30-minute delay from the last bolt of lightning. So as we hit right now 10:05, we're not going to be playing baseball until at least 10:35. We'll have at least a 30-minute delay here. So we will send this off to break, and as soon as we're ready to go from Duffy Bass Field, we will have the bottom of the first. But we're scoreless mid-1 and a lightning delay in the Class 2A baseball state final. Stay tuned. We'll have baseball as soon as we can. Hey, just kidding.
Not.
So they announced over the PA a lightning delay. They also announced that everybody had to clear the stadium. Timothy Christian left the field, and the facilities director, the groundskeeper, the umpires, and IHSA reps talked, and apparently the storm is far enough away that we are good and we are ready to go. So hopefully nobody actually shut off their computer and said they were coming back at 10:35, because that makes me look like a liar, Lee. But
no,
you know,
it faked everybody out.
Yeah. So we're ready to go. Bottom one. On the mound for the Trojans of Timothy Christian in today's contest is Donald Tober. Tober's a sophomore. He is 3-4 with a 3.73 ERA and 47 strikeouts in 35 innings. And the first pitch to Isaiah Thompson is driven out to left center field, and that's going to get down, and it's extra bases for Thompson. He can fly. He's headed for third, and he is in there safely with a triple. That's the quarterback from the Cyclones' undefeated football team this year, and he's standing on third base with a leadoff triple.
Yeah, and throws a bomb on the first pitch thrown to him, right? And it just kind of kept tailing away from the left fielder, and he kind of drifted on it. It didn't look like he was going full speed to get it. And it was a tough one to read for him. And Thompson standing on third base. He missed the first month of the season playing football.
He's out. He missed the bag. He missed second base.
Oh, my gosh.
They just appealed. He missed second base. He doesn't believe it. Let's see. He's looking at his third base coach, picking him up there.
He
went right over second base.
Wow.
Missed it completely. Wow. Now we've got a call here on the pitcher.
Well, this has proved to be an interesting half inning, hasn't it?
The top of the first went 1, 2, 3 on about 7 pitches. Now it's raining, and it's raining pretty hard at the moment. Well, they do have some fans that are starting to clear the bleachers. That's going to be an automatic ball, so it's going to be 2-0 on Nolan Healy. So I was watching that replay, so I'm not sure if Donald Tober went to his mouth.
He must have.
And it's 2-0, and now it's 3-0 on Nolan Healy. Healy comes from a very athletic family. His dad, Mike, is in the Springfield Hall of Fame, a Griffin graduate from 1982. He's also in the Valparaiso Hall of Fame. Taking a strike here is Nolan. Mike had 101 receptions his senior year at Valpo, 228 career receptions for over 3,000 yards. Oh, and he also set their single-season stolen base record on the baseball diamond. A heck of a Valpo career. And now his son, Nolan, a senior, who's batting .400 this year, draws a walk. He didn't see 4 pitches out of the strike zone, but he gets the walk because of that automatic ball mixed in there. And now we have Sammy Antonacci.
You can see the rain coming down on that shot particularly. The radar, it doesn't look like it's going to be around very long, though.
That's good news. Another left-handed bat in Sam Antonacci. 558 hitter, 35 RBI, 7 doubles, 6 triples, and 4 homers.
Nick Nomovich says he's the best in the state. Obviously, he's biased, but it's hard to argue. 558. His slugging percentage, according to my math, is .918.
Yeah, that's. I was going to say, I got it just over 900 as well. 2-0, and it's outside. If you've ever seen a Sacred Heart Griffin game of any sport throughout the last 30 years, you've had a name of Antonacci on the team one way or another.
Yeah.
Male, female, sports, it doesn't matter. The pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Growing up in Springfield in the 80s and into the 90s in Springfield and Chatham, I heard that name quite a bit. And it continues to this day. 3-1, 1 out, runner takes off, and it's a called strike. Throw is not in time, and it's a stolen base for Healy. Well, I just mentioned his dad stole 37 in 1985 at Valpo, and no one swipes a mag here in the state semifinals. Defensively for the Trojans, it's Evan Montella in left, Steven Quasigro's in center. C.J. James is in right field. And it's foul back here. Miles Foy's at third. Ben Jones is at short. Casey Folkers is at second. Ethan Monk's at first. And Fletcher Remick behind the plate with Donald Tober on the mound.
Tober, fastball in the low 80s, curveball, occasionally throw a changeup, just a sophomore.
And ball four. That also goes to the backstop. That'll bring up R.J. Jimerson. Jimerson is a junior hitting .384, 9 doubles, 3 triples, 4 homers. Jimerson has driven in 29, and he's a junior, so he can't sign yet, but he has verbally committed to be an Oklahoma Sooner. You got Thompson, who led off the game with what turned out to be a single since he missed second base on his way to third. He's going to Indiana State. And then Jimerson to Oklahoma, and the pitch is inside. We're going to see that throughout the day. Normal U-High has Notre Dame, Illinois State, and Iowa commits. There's a bunch, including Antonacci at Heartland, as this pitch is in there for a strike. No throw, and a second stolen base as Antonacci takes second. There's some, we mentioned Kraft with Lincoln Land. There's a bunch of Division II, Division III commits mixed in among the day.
Looks like the rain stopped, Nate.
That's a good thing.
That is.
And that pitch is low. Louis Bartletti, who's in this SHG lineup, is a Quincy commit. Jaden Davis to Illinois College. There's a Southwestern Illinois Junior College for U-High, and college talent all around. This pitch is outside. It's 3-1, and Jimerson stands in.
Even though they didn't have a season last year, Nick Namovich refers to him as a 3-year starter.
That ball's driven to left field. Montella drifting back, and he'll make the catch. It's going to bring home a run, and the Cyclones take the first inning lead. Walk, stolen base. A wild pitch mixed in there, and Jimerson delivers a sac fly to left for RBI number 30. Antonacci takes third on the play.
Drove it pretty well here, got the bad head out. Healy able to get to that one. Good piece of hitting, get the run across. And this is
Crow.
Nick Crow.
Yeah, Crow is batting .414. The senior has 39 RBI. Ball's driven in the air towards center field. Catch is made there by Quasi-Grow. So an adventurous bottom of the first inning, and it results in just one run. And we go into the second inning, 1-0 Cyclones here in the 2A semifinal. We head into the second inning. It's 1-0 for the Cyclones, and back onto the hill for SHG is Brandon Kraft, the 6'3", 270-pound senior, 7-0, a 2.29 ERA. It's his 10th appearance, 33 strikeouts, 15 walks, and 33 and 2/3 innings. Timothy Christian is 20-8 on the season. Mentioned briefly in the top of the first, they play out of the Metro Suburban Conference. They started the year a little rocky. They were 4-3, then they were 7-6, and they went 13-2 down the stretch. A couple losses to Bishop Mack. Chicago Christian swept them in a 2-game back-to-back day series. And that pitch is low. They lost to Harvest Christian Academy, Wheaton St. Francis, and Ridgewood. But they won their last 3 of the regular season. They beat Westmont 10-0 and IC Catholic 11-3 in the regional. This ball's driven to left field, getting down quickly, and it's a base hit for C.J. James. In the sectional, they beat DePaul College Prep 7-6 in 8 innings. They beat Chicago Latin 12-8 in the sectional, and they beat Winnebago 5-2 in the super sectional up in Rockford. And Winnebago, a team that has been to state quite a few times over the years. And we get a left-handed bat standing in now, and Evan Montella, the runner on first, and Montella swinging a miss. Evan is batting .338, 4 doubles, and 17 RBI.
And he went from kind of a will he platoon guy to a clutch hitter and a spot in the starting lineup this season.
Throw over and back in. Ben Jones, the guy, you look at his numbers this year on the mound, and we won't see him today, but 11 games, a 1.36 ERA. How about this? 74 strikeouts, 5 walks. The 0-1 inside and it hit him. Well, Montella's pumped up about that and puts 2 on now for the pitcher Donald Tober with nobody out here in the second. Coach told me 74-5. He's not eligible to pitch Friday because of his pitch count Monday when he struck out 13 against Winnebago. He said, I need to go check the record books, but 74-5 is a pretty good strikeout to walk.
Pretty good ratio, right? Yeah. How about it? You know you're a team player when you're jumping up and down the first baseline because you got hit by a pitch.
That's right. Here's Donald Tober on the mound for the Trojans today. And that's a strike. Tober is also a catcher, hitting .361, a homer and 5 doubles. He's driven in 18. He's got 2 out there now, and a big spot for the Trojans to cash in after giving up the early lead against a team that can put up runs in bunches. That is low. SHG's been in double digits in 3 of the last 5 games. 14 times this year, and we'll chat about their schedule a little bit more as we go on, but both of these teams played very challenging schedules throughout the year, and that pitch is low. 2-1.
Craft in a little bit of a jam here. He's been the #1 pitcher for SHG since he was a sophomore. Big game pitcher. Coach says average velocity. Little running breaking ball.
And it's flared out of play, and you look at what they were able to do on the mound earlier this year. Mitch Dye and Jaden Davis combined on a no-hitter in the sectional semifinal. And then they went out and won the sectional final 10-0 as well. That pitch goes to the backstop, and it moves them both along. But we saw yesterday, Lee, in the 1A, control issues really flipped 2 of those 4 games on their heads. One of them was early, the other one came in the middle of the game. And almost in the 1A state title game last night, we had control issues. Changed that game in the bottom of the 7th, but South Central went to the bullpen after a couple of walks and were able to get a double play and get that 1A championship game. But throwing strikes has been key here so far this weekend, and the 3-2 is driven deep out to right center field. Jimerson will chase it down. Both teams are going to get a sacrifice fly for their first runs of the game. Tober with RBI number 19.
Tober really got a hold of that one to the opposite field. Nice job up there to get the run home.
I would say about 80% of our fly balls yesterday went to left or left center in the 1A. The right fielders didn't do much at all yesterday in the 1A 4 games that we saw, and already today we've seen both teams hit the ball out towards right. And this ball to Foy is in there for a strike. That's the second ball caught by Jimerson in right field. Miles Foy is a sophomore, hitting .314, and they do start a handful of underclassmen. We've already seen Montella and Tober is sophomores. Foy's a sophomore. Ethan Monk, who's on deck, is a sophomore. And a foul ball, look out. That went right into the Trojans' dugout.
Well, that's one of the things Brian Wharton talked about. He said that's a big story for our team this year, playing 5 underclassmen, sometimes 6.
Well, Folkers is a freshman, so I just mentioned the sophomores.
Right.
Folkers, the number 2 hitter and the second baseman, he's a freshman.
Well, we saw yesterday what freshmen can do, right?
That's right. Swing and a miss, and Kraft gets the strikeout, his first of the day. There's 2 outs and a runner at second base.
Nice fastball there right down the gut, and he just couldn't catch up to it.
Two down. Here's Monk, a sophomore. Foul back. 257 hitter, a couple doubles and a triple. Monk looking for RBI number 19 on the year, which would give the Trojans a second inning lead. It's 1-1. Here in the second, SHG has not allowed more than 2 runs in a game in the postseason. They've outscored teams 43-5 since regional play began. 0-2. That's outside.
Griffin's last loss came way back on April 26th, 5-3 to Jacksonville.
Only loss.
Only loss, right?
Central State 8 game right there. How about the Central State 8? They've got 2 teams playing here today. Oh, yeah, and Springfield High won a state title last night in 3A. They lost to SHG 3 times. Pitch is inside.
It's like being at the football state finals. They've always got teams there, too.
Yeah, then it's Rochester and SHG. And
yeah. We saw Ken Leonard here, the athletic director and football coach. He's got 5 state titles of his own. He's here cheering on the Cyclones.
2-2 with 2 down. And a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts after the sac fly, and Kraft settles down after he hit Montella with the pitch to put 2 on with nobody out. 1-1 after an inning and a half.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Welcome back to Duffy Bass Field on the campus of Illinois State University here in Normal. Nathan Buiva along with Lee Hall, and you're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school playoff action. Paul Gilmore, the DH, leads off the second for SHG. .414 average, and he's hit by a pitch to put the leadoff runner aboard. Before we can even tell you anything more about young Paul Gilmore, the senior is headed down to first. They are senior loaded. 14 of them. and 10 juniors. We mentioned the underclassmen on Timothy Christian. There are no underclassmen on the Cyclones roster. It's all juniors and seniors. And here is one of those seniors in Brandon Kraft, the starting pitcher on the football team. He's on the offensive line. Lee mentioned earlier he's headed to Lincoln Land to continue his baseball career, choosing baseball over football at the next level. And takes inside. Two and 0. That ball's driven towards right center. James coming in and makes the catch. And that brings up Ryan Salen.
Second baseman number 2, Ryan Salen.
Salen hitting .230, 14 RBIs. 2 doubles and 2 triples. And right back to the mound on that to move the runner over to second base. Gets the job done.
Sure did. Yeah, it doesn't matter what sport it is. The Sacred Heart Griffin athletes are just so fundamentally sound. It seems like in every single sport.
Left-handed hitting Louis Bartletti, a .351 average, 3 homers, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 21 driven in.
He's another one of those guys that's going to play ball in college at Quincy University.
Oh, 0-1 with 2 down. I think the rain is completely stopped now. Sun's peeking out again. And I got a feeling we're just going to rotate between those throughout the day. It's just one of those June days in Central Illinois where if you don't like the weather, wait about 15 minutes and you'll have something completely different.
And it's out with a vengeance, too. It's already really hot.
0-2 home and low. Bartletti wears number 9.
He's another one of the football players. He plays cornerback.
1-2, 2 outs. And a ground ball towards second base. We'll get it over to first to end the inning. So a leadoff hit batter, no damage done. We're through 2, tied up at 1 in the 2A state semifinal.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
It looks like the stuff west of town is going to break up.
We head into the 3rd inning here at Duffy Mass Field in Normal, the campus of Illinois State University, and we head into the 3rd inning now in a 1-1 ball game. Normal U-High and Freeburg will play our second game, 1 o'clock. Freeburg, Lee, not Freebird.
Sorry.
You're going into band mode on me every time I say that one.
I hear that a lot. Freebird!
Here's Steven Quasigro, left-handed hitter, and takes low ball 1. The 3rd place game is scheduled for 4. The state championship game is scheduled for 7. It'll be a challenge for the teams to get back and ready to go for that third place game, especially the team that loses the 1 p.m. game, and that's the turnaround yesterday. That 1 p.m. game didn't end until around 3:30, and we ended up starting the third place game about 4:20, but had a really quick third place game and got right back on track and started the state title game on time at 7 p.m. And Quasi-Gro here takes the ball 2-1.
A little different story in 3A from what we understand,
Yes,
right?
Yes, it was.
It was a late night up in Schaumburg.
The 2-1 pitch is outside. Our friends Dave Bernhardt and Mark Lindo had the day off today, and then they got 4A tomorrow as they switch facilities from Schaumburg to Joliet. The pitch is driven to center field and right at Thompson for the out. They were juggling around the Jackhammers and the Bloomer schedules, or the Boomer schedule, excuse me, so I had to move those around. But yeah, that third place game with St. Lawrence and Washington was, I believe, a 12-6 final score, and then Prairie Ridge had a 6-0 lead on the Springfield Senators. Springfield rallied back and ended up winning that state title game 8-7. I was talking with the Springfield radio broadcasters, Tim Schweitzer and Jim Rupert. They were up there yesterday, and Jim said they got back to Springfield around 2:30 in the morning, and right back here this morning for radio broadcast of the Cyclones game. And that's what it's like working in high school sports on the radio and print side. And
especially now,
yeah.
Everybody's staff has been cut, just like in every other industry, it seems like.
The 0-2 hit on the ground to second. Tough play here for Salin, and he makes the play.
Real nice play by Salin to scoot to his left, get back to his feet, and make the throw and beat the runner. Wow, that's a pretty sweet play by the second baseman.
2 down now for Casey Folkerts. Folkerts is a freshman. And inside, Folkerts is hitting .344, 5 doubles, 2 triples.
He started every game as a freshman.
That's impressive. And a ground ball to third. Up with it there, Crow. Slings it across for the 1-2-3 frame. We go bottom 3, still knotted up at 1 here in Normal. We head into the third inning, bottom of the third, and a 1-1 ball game here at Illinois State Duffy Bass Stadium. Today's game is available for all subscribers via the NFHS Network's live mobile app for Apple and Android devices. Download the app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Start watching live games wherever you are. 1-1, both teams have 1 hit. There was a walk that came around to score for the Cyclones. A hit batter and a wild pitch helped move a runner along for the Trojans. Both runs today have scored on sacrifice flies. 1 to left field for SHG, 1 to right field for Timothy Christian. And top of the order, and Isaiah Thompson clubbed the ball last time up. The problem was he missed second base on his way to third. So in the book, it's a single and out 6 unassisted at second. He ended up standing at third base with that triple to start the bottom of the first, and then he walked back to the dugout, and replay showed he clearly missed second base. Heads up to whoever on Timothy Christian, whether it was one of their infielders or somebody from the dugout who saw that and got it appealed and cleared.
That's great recognition. I thought we had a runner miss third base yesterday and nobody appealed.
This ball is swung on, driven out towards right field. James is there to make the catch, and there's one down. Wind is blowing towards left now as we see the flag over by the scoreboard in right center. We didn't have any wind yesterday to really talk about, and that flag started up and down today, but now it's blowing out towards left. And it's another left-handed hitter for the Cyclones in Nolan Healy.
He's been in this 2 spot all season for the Cyclones. Mostly a contact guy, puts the ball in play. Knocked in 20 runs out of that 2 spot.
Well, the ground ball is foul the way that they have the lineup set. 9-1-2 were their lefties, so it's 3 in a row once you get through that lineup the first time. Healy has scored the run today. Walked, stole a base, and came home on a sac fly. Pops this one up. Foul territory at third for Foy, and there's 2 down.
Well, it's interesting, Nate. One thing that Nick Naumovich talked about this week was our biggest thing is to start fast. That's kind of been their approach all this postseason. They want to come out and throw that first punch and be aggressive. Well, the first punch today was thrown by Timothy Christian. Now, it wasn't a knockout punch, obviously. A couple of runs scored on sac flies, but unusual for Sacred Heart Griffin to see themselves down even by a run early. And now they're tied, of course, but Timothy Christian not backing down.
Ground ball through the right side for Antonacci. Well, and they could have had that knockout punch as well if the first batter of the game would have made second, because they would have had Thompson standing at third. You never know how that inning's going to then play out from there, but they've got one more out to work with and a runner on base, so they came out and got that guy in scoring position right away.
Yeah.
Except for they didn't.
Well, and that leads me to a question. So did Thompson...
This ball is clubbed out to left field. Another base hit. Jimerson, who had the sac fly in the first, is misplayed in left. Here comes Antonacci flying around third. He'll score on the error. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Cyclones, and that's the one thing that you cannot do, is give a team that's already really good any help and extra opportunities, and they get that here. We see a replay of it into left field. And just right under the glove of Montella.
You know, we haven't seen either team play this year, and Healy has kind of looked, and that may just be his style, that may be the way he runs, but it's looked like he hasn't really been all out after any of those balls out to left.
This ball is out towards center, and diving catch for Quasigro. Makes the play. He might be hurt a little slow getting up. Nope, he's up and now ready to go. So makes the play. That saves a run, but the Cyclones take the lead. It's 1 run in on a base hit and an error, and we head into the 4th inning, and it's 2-1 Cyclones.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
We head into the 4th inning here At Duffy Bass Field at Illinois State in Normal, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones after a base hit and an error in the third. They take the 2-1 lead. We roll into the fourth with Kraft back on the mound.
And let me correct something, Nate. I looked at the wrong part of my scorebook. It was Evan Montella out in left field for Timothy Christian. It's had a couple of plays where I thought maybe he could have gotten to the ball, maybe just made a little bit better track to the ball. Obviously, it's a lot easier from up here. And, we were talking about it yesterday. There's a lot more real estate to cover on this college field, too. So it was not Healy, it was Montella. Healy's on Sacred Heart Griffin. So apologize, correct that.
We head into the fourth. It's Fletcher Remick. He grounded out in the first on a really nice play by the pitcher, Kraft, to get over and cover first because the first baseman, Barletti, had dove for the ball to his right, was not going to get back to first in time, but Kraft picked him up, got there in time, and now misses on this one. Remick is a junior hitting .407, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers.
Brian Wortnamy says he is our best pure hitter. Just a junior.
Batting in front of C.J. James here in the fourth in a 2-1 ball game. And there's strike one. 3-0. Looked like he was taken all the way. James on deck is a .372 hitter. It's 11 extra base hits and a ground ball up the middle. And a base hit for Remick. And there's your best pure hitter. He worked his way ahead in the count, got a 3-1 pitch to hit, and drove it right back through the box.
Real nice job there. Yeah, that's, until the shift came along, that's always been a good spot to hit the ball.
We're going to get a courtesy runner here for the Trojans. That is number 11 for Timothy Christian. Trey Kaiser, a junior, played in 20 games this year. Running for the catcher. And then we'll see Remick re-enter in the bottom of the fourth. Yeah, you said before the shift, and now nowhere safe.
Right.
Throw over by Kraft and just kind of lobbed it over. See if Kaiser was going to tip his hand at all. James, the cleanup hitter, singled and scored in the second. Came in hitting .372. 3 homers, 8 doubles, 24 RBI, and that pop-up's out of play.
You talked about the turnaround, Nate, for Timothy Christian. They're 9-7, and Coach had a couple explanations. Our guys matured. They got more clutch. They got used to varsity pitching, number one, these young sophomores. And then the other thing, he was doing a lot of platooning early in the year and then went away from the platooning, and guys were getting, instead of getting a couple at bats a game, they're getting 3 or 4 at bats, and that can only help a young team for sure.
Throw over. Yeah, when you've got 5 sophomores and a freshman,
Gosh,
who are playing, it's going to take a little while to get them rolling. Especially when you think about the sophomores. They didn't get much going at all last year. I mean, they probably got, 2 weeks of practice in March, and
no
games, everything's shut down. So really, you say 5 sophomores and a freshman, but really you have 6 freshmen.
Right, that's a good point.
Athletically,
absolutely.
academically they're sophomores, but athletically they're freshmen.
As far as competition, sure.
So it takes a while to seeing that varsity pitching now. It does, of course, help, and we don't know where they play. It's a 2-2, a swing and a miss, but it does help that a lot of travel teams were able to get some games in one way or another towards the tail end of last summer. So a lot of these guys were able to get some action and to see some pitching and some competitive pitching, but not at the high school level, and all together here as one team, because it's not like they all play on the exact same travel ball team throughout the year. So, you know, you get different roles, you get different people around you, and changes things up, and that's been an adjustment for everybody here in 2021 throughout all the classes, throughout all the sports.
I was thinking yesterday, it would have been, I'm sure it was impossible, but the seniors that didn't get to play last year, give them a red shirt year. Can you do that in high school?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's a stolen base for Kaiser at the pitch upstairs. Yeah, we see that at the college level where you can take that
a little late for that
year
idea
and roll
now.
it over,
Yeah.
but I don't know that a lot of people want to know that
some
you're
of
a
us
high
were on the
school.
5-year plan,
In high school? Did you? I don't know. The 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Get the 20-year-old high school super senior. 1-2, 1 out. They look Kaiser back towards second now. He took off as the pinch runner a moment to go, and he's going to hold put at second as this one's flared to left. Healy makes the catch. There's 2 down now for Tober. Tober delivered in the second inning a sac fly for RBI number 19, and he can help his cause here in the fourth. The runner in scoring position. Tober came into the game hitting .361, a homer and 5 doubles. Added that RBI with the sac fly. Last time at the plate. Drives this ball into the outfield. Jimerson on the run for it. They are going to collide, and the catch is made by Thompson. Well, there's your Division I athletes. Indiana State in center, Oklahoma in right, and Donald Tober was standing at second. He just clapped into the outfield and said, hey, nice play. And it's Thompson, the center fielder, that holds on. We go bottom 4, 2-1 SHG.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Welcome back to Duffy Bass Field on the campus of Illinois State University in Normal. Nathan Believa and Lee Hall with you, and we've seen a couple really nice defensive plays now by center fielders to end the third inning. It was Quasi Grow diving to rob Nick Crow of an RBI base hit, and in the top of the fourth, Isaiah Thompson made the spectacular catch in right center, avoided his teammate R.J. Jimerson, and kept Timothy Christian from tying the game, and now Paul Gilmore stands in. He was hit by a pitch back in the second. Gilmore hitting .414. 2 homers on the year. One of them was an inside the park home run in the regional final win that came against Pleasant Plains. And that's just upstairs. He's got a 3-0 count now. And a 4-pitch walk. Not the way Tober wanted to start the fourth inning with his team down a run.
It's 3 walks and a hit batter for Tober.
Here's Kraft looking to help his own cause. First trip to state for Timothy Christian as the pitch is in there for a strike. It's their 6th regional title, their 3rd sectional title. They won sectionals in 17 and 18 to go with this one. Mentioned their girls soccer team is playing at state this weekend. Their first time at state, and they've got state titles in girls track and field and girls cross country and boys soccer, a couple of them. I called one of those state final wins for the Trojans in 2015. As this pitch is found out of play. That was right down the road at the Corn Crib in 2015. Brian Beto and I called that on NBC Sports Chicago at the 1A state finals. That's the boys state title in the trophy case, and Kraft down on strikes. He started off trying to bunt to move the runner over and just couldn't get that bunt down. Here's Ryan Salin, the sacrifice bunt. Last time up, that was the first strikeout for Kraft, and it came after a 4-pitch walk. Throw over, he's back in. The Cyclones have been to state a bunch. This is their 19th regional title, their 13th sectional title, their 11th trip to state. Their last was in 2014, and the pitch is in there for a strike under Coach Mike Eck. And they got second. And that was in 3A. They won state in 1987. This pitch is hit. A little bunt back to the mound, throw over, and Salin sacrifices again.
Yep, they won a state championship in '64 as well, and back in 1982 they beat my alma mater in the first round of the AA state tournament back when there were 3 games. Academy of Our Lady Spalding Institute out of Peoria. The year after I graduated and played for them. They had a young kid named Joe Girardi on that team who went on to win 3 World Series championships as a Yankee.
This
and
pitch
one
is
as a manager.
Out to center. Spun around, but there to make the catch. Quasiger had a long way to go to end the inning. So a leadoff walk goes just to second base on a sac bunt, and no further. We're through 4, and it's 2-1 Cyclones. We're on the campus of Illinois State University as we head into the 5th inning. And are ready to go here in the 5th. Will be the bottom third of the order for Timothy Christian. And Miles Foy gets it underway, and that pitch is outside for a ball.
He was one of the guys. Foy was one of the guys that platooned earlier in the year. In the lineup full time now.
Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 from Kraft to Foy. Went upstairs. Two and one. Ball is clubbed down the left field line, but kept hooking and goes foul. So it's 2-2.
This is a tournament-tested Timothy Christian team. They beat number 1 seed DePaul College Prep in the regional semifinal. Winnebago was a victim in the super sectional, and Winnebago had beaten a number 1 seed Richmond Burton. That was the only shutout of the year against Richmond Burton. So they beat a couple of good teams on the way here to Normal.
Pitch fouled at the plate.
And it's not like they're, you know, at least according to the seeding, they're not a huge underdog. They were seeded second. And, of course, Sacred Heart Griffin, number 1 seed in the tournament and ranked number 1 in the entire state.
2-2 is a swing and a miss. Foy down on strikes for the second time, and Ethan Monk will be the batter. Yeah, I mentioned that schedule for Timothy Christian, playing a lot of tough games early and with young players. Had that 2 games, May 3rd and 4th against Bishop McNamara. That pitch is a swing and a miss.
Kraft rolling right along out there. 4 strikeouts now. Hasn't walked a batter. 1 hit by pitch.
The 0-1, that is on the corner for a strike. 0-2. That's low, 1-2. Quasigros made 2 really nice defensive plays, standing in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 to Monk is hit up the middle. Shortstop Antonacci goes to get it up, fires over. Nice play. Monk gave him a little wave, too, to say, hey, you got me. It's a really nice play by Sam Antonacci. You take a look at it here up the middle.
Well, his numbers at the plate just jump off the page at you, but that's an unbelievably athletic play by Sam Antonacci, the senior shortstop. Wow, that was just fantastic. Prep Baseball Report, he's one of the risers as far as ranked talent in the state at number 37. He's going to Heartland and will actually be battling one of the other shortstops here in the Final Four for playing time next year.
1-0 is down and in for a ball. 2-0. Two outs. And that's low ball 3.
I thought it was the shortstop from U-High. It is. Daniel Moselle is also going to Heartland, also a shortstop. It'll be an interesting little dynamic next year.
3-0, and it's in there for a strike, yeah, especially if they play against each other later tonight. And then one of them will have bragging rights when they get onto campus in just a couple months. And there's a walk to the number 9 hitter, Quasigro. And I'll bring up Ben Jones. Jones, one of the leaders on this team, usually a pitcher, now a shortstop. Same combination as Antonacci. We can see him close out a game. That's been Antonacci's role when he gets onto the mound. Jones also the point guard for the basketball team. And he stands in now with 2 outs and a runner on first base with his team down a run. .366 average. Drives the ball out to right center. Thompson on the run. He's not going to get this one. It's over his head. Extra bases for Ben Jones. Coming around, Quasigro is going to tie the game. The throw to third is wild into the dugout. Did it hold up in front of the dugout? It did. SHG catches a break there. If that ball bounces into the dugout, Jones can come home with the go-ahead run. The left fielder Healy was backing it up, and we're tied at 2.
Fourth triple of the year for Ben Jones, and he rifled that one out of the reach of the outfielder, and we are tied again. Take another look. Just nice opposite field hitting here. Two opposite to the fence.
Assistant coach Don Herron out to the mound to chat with the entire infield. A 2-out walk comes around to score. That 2-out base on balls. And the umpires getting together here. I wonder if Coach from Timothy Christian, if Coach Wortnaby went over and said, "You sure that ball didn't go into the dugout?" Nobody over there in the dugout touched it. Nolan Healy, the left fielder, was on it right away, backing it up, and the umpires did get together here. Holloman and Tucker, and now he's still chatting with the third base umpire, Mike Wiley, but I don't think we're going to have any change. Now Holloman's going back to talk.
Never hurts to ask, right?
Yeah, he's telling him it didn't go over. It can hit the front of the dugout, and there's no break there. So it didn't go in. It's got to go over to end up into the dugout, and that didn't happen. Here in the fifth, we're tied. Casey Folkerts stands in. And there's a strike. Following in his dad's footsteps, Scott played for the Trojans. The pitch is outside, and Coach Wortnaby saying that Scott had one of the sweetest swings the previous coach had ever seen at Timothy Christian, so I'm sure he holds that over Casey. The pitch is inside for a ball, 2-1.
Well, Casey is the kind of the ultimate utility guy for the Trojans. He's playing second today. He's also played third, shortstop, and he also pitches 4-1 record. So he's done a little bit of everything for the Trojans this year.
Not bad for a freshman. Pitches low, 3-1. He's 0 for 2 in this one with a go-ahead run 90 feet away here in the top of the fifth. Timothy Christian knows they're going to get their best finish in state history. They want to play for a state title game at 7 p.m. And they're going to take the lead here. The freshman delivers into right center field. We saw a freshman deliver last night quite a bit. And Nathan Tarhar for Father McGidley. And now it's Folkerts delivering for Timothy Christian as a freshman. And it's 3-2 Trojans. And we're going to get a pitching change for the Cyclones.
Good opposite field hitting by Timothy Christian here today. That's the second or third one we've seen of those, both for RBIs. So they are hitting the ball where it's pitched.
We'll have a pitching change for the Cyclones. We'll take a break and come back and tell you all about the SHG reliever. It's 3-2 Trojans in the fifth.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
We have a new hurler for the SHG Cyclones. It's a right-hander, Quinn Butler, number 18. The junior has pitched 11 times this year. He's 2-0, the 1.02 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and 6 walks on the year for Quinn Butler. And he threw a couple of innings already in the postseason and ready to go in relief of Brennan Kraft here. Kraft goes 4 2/3 and responsible for the runner on base and gave up 3 runs thus far.
Butler, fastball, curve, changeup, real good pressure pitcher for SHG, and really kind of a surprise for the Cyclones this year. It kind of clicked for him really back in March when he was just throwing a bullpen, and Nick Nemovich says he's been really clutch for him ever since. His numbers back that up.
They need a couple of strong innings out of him here. He went with the fastball out of the zone on that first pitch. Kraft 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs so far. A crucial 2-out walk. Here in this 5th was his first walk of the day. He hit 1 and struck out 4, and there's a strike for Butler. Two outs and a 3-2. Trojans lead. That's in the dirt.
I keep thinking of that Tom Petty song keeps running through my head. Won't back down, won't back down. That's kind of Timothy Christian right here against the #1 team in the state.
Foul back. They had a freshman come through with a huge hit. And that was right after the senior Ben Jones tripled home a run.
And all started with a 2-out walk.
2 2, 2 outs, and that's in the dirt. Gets away. It's going to move Folkerts to second. I say in the dirt, and as we covered yesterday, we should say in the turf.
Yeah.
Just, used to that from the minor league days.
Old habits die hard, you know. I remember back in the day when the fields were made of dirt.
Full count, 2 outs now. Butler trying to get Remick to get through the 5th, but he loses them. Second walk of the inning, and there's 2-1 now for C.J. James. James singled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. We're going to get a courtesy runner at first base again for Remick. Last time he was on, Kaiser ran for him, and that's going to happen again here. Kaiser stole a base last time. Not going to be able to do that this time unless it's a double steal, because he's got a runner in front of him. Butler. And it's fouled at the plate.
Just barely got a piece of that breaking pitch.
Normal U-High takes on Freeburg, scheduled for 1 o'clock in our second semifinal. Third place games at 4 p.m. State championship game here at 7 p.m. Timothy Christian trying to spoil what could be a Central State 8 championship game, and there's a swing and a miss. Central State 8 won a state title yesterday as the Springfield Senators rallied to win 3A. SHG beat them 3 times this year. They also beat Normal U-High 7-4 back on May the 25th. So 3 teams from the Central State 8 making the state finals, and the pitch is outside. And Springfield walked off my alma mater, Chatham Glenwood, in the game last week over at Robin Roberts Stadium. And next to Lanphier. That was a 13-12 walk-off win. The 1-2 is outside 2-2. And Jacksonville beat this SHG team back on April 26th, 5-3. That was right as the football players were coming back to the baseball squad. This pitch is swung on, driven out towards center field. Thompson and Jimerson are there, and this time they communicate a little bit better than they did last inning. And Thompson makes the catch. It's a pair of runs for the Trojans, and they take a 3-2 lead into the bottom of the 5th here at Illinois State.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
We go to the bottom of the 5th here in the 2A state semifinals. High school sports fans never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, NFHSnetwork.com. We are high school. Top of the order for the Cyclones as we go bottom 5. Timothy Christian on top 3-2. Busy day for their athletic department, the girls soccer team in the 1A Final Four. And baseball here, and it's fouled back. And I'm sure athletic director Jack LeGrand and principal Brad Mitchell would have it no other way. Matt Davidson, their superintendent. And Matt Davidson's kids, Luke and Joey, played for the Trojans. And Principal Brad Mitchell was on the 1989 graduating class. And he played baseball for Timothy Christian as well. And the 1-1's upstairs. The soccer team, they start at 1. They play the second semifinal. They're taking on Quincy Notre Dame. And that 1A girls soccer semifinals up at Hoffman Estates. The 2-1s upstairs. It's Wheaton Academy, Althoff Catholic, Quincy Notre Dame, and Elmhurst Timothy Christian. Those are the final 4 in girls 1A. Then Joliet Catholic, St. Ignatius, St. Viator, and Troy Triad snuck in as a public school in Class 2A. There's a walk to Thompson to get it started.
Nice job by Thompson. You mentioned he's a quarterback. 12 varsity letters for that young man.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. All of the big 3, baseball, basketball, football.
Here's Nolan Healy, a walk, a run scored, and a pop-up. Trying to rally now. They given up 3 runs for the first time since June 1st when they beat Springfield High 5-4 for the 3rd win over the Senators this year. Last came to state in 2014, finishing 2nd. Mentioned they won state titles in 64 and 87. 9-year-old me was at the parade to celebrate the 1987 Griffin Cyclone state title as the pitch is low and the throw is high to second. The stolen base for Thompson. I was going to Little Flower back in those days. Nice. Down in Springfield, and that was right after Joe Sosarski had just come through. At 1987 team. The winning state of the 0-2 is outside for a ball.
If I'm not mistaken, our friend Jim O'Boy, the former IHSA TV producer, head honcho, went to Chicago Little Flower.
Didn't know there was another one. I thought I went to the only one. Pitch is swung on, driven out to left field. Montella is there to make the catch, and Thompson will hold it second. Our former pitching coach in Peoria for one of my years, Jeff Facero, is a Griffin graduate. That was in the early 80s. He's in the Springfield Hall of Fame, as is Dick Schofield Jr., who went to Griffin as well. Went back through and managed in the Reds organization, going through Dayton and Louisville. One out here, and the pitch is swung on. That's skied to left center field. Montella is there for this one to make the catch. Thompson's going to try to get the third, and he will safely. That puts the tying run 90 feet away. He saw that the entire way. So credit Thompson there for taking that extra base. They just saw Montella make a throw into third. So he knew what he was facing. He got in there ahead of the throw, so here's Jimerson. Got back to the hotel here last night in time to watch Ryan Held, a Sacred Heart Griffin graduate, swim in Omaha. But he did not make the Olympic team last night, former gold medal winner. The pitch is low, can still make it. Still got some opportunities to qualify for Tokyo and could make the relay team as well. As we'll get a visit to the mound here for Timothy Christian. But yesterday he finished sixth, and the second to sixth spots were separated by, I think it was 0.64 seconds between second and sixth, and the top four automatically qualified. Ryan Held was in that sixth spot. So hopefully he'll get in there on a relay team or another event as well. But Omaha's busy this week. The College World Series starts there tomorrow, and I will be headed that direction. And then they also have the swimming trials going on right across the street, the Quest Center, where Creighton plays basketball. So that's a busy area of Omaha this week and next.
Hard to think of Omaha as a hopping town, but it is, isn't it?
It's fantastic. So much fun in June every year. This will be our 15th trip to the College World Series. Nice way to get Father's Day going. And now after the visit on the mound, here's R.J. Jimerson. They have a decision to make whether or not to pitch to him, and they will. They went right after him, a swing and a miss. He's got a sac fly and a single that brought home a run after an E7.
Tobers is rolling along out there, and you saw Brian Wharton-Be, the head coach, come out. He's been hosting a kids camp, baseball camp this week. So if you were supposed to go to camp today, Timothy Christian and Coach Wharton-Be, don't worry, he's going to give you a refund.
Yeah, he's not there. Breaking news, right?
Right. Just contact Coach, and he'll get all the paperwork taken care of for you.
2-2 with 2 outs.
Of course, in a typical year,
well, this would have been over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
2-2, 2 outs. Jimerson with the RBI number 30 back in the first inning. He's hitting .384. Tying run at third, and it's fouled out of play as he fights that one off.
R.J. Jimerson says, I just absolutely love this team. These guys are dedicated to the program, to each other. He says, if you're 20 minutes early to practice, you are late. That's dedication.
Pitch is low.
And we were talking about that one loss for the Cyclones, and RJ said, I'm glad we lost. That was a real teaching moment.
Swing and a miss. Tober gets the big strikeout of the Cyclones cleanup man, and they'll send us to the 6th. Trojans 3, Cyclones 2.
back in normal and 2A semifinal, and some awfully nice glove work here. That was Quasigro from Timothy Christian. Now check out this almost dangerous play there. Thompson with the grab for Sacred Heart Griffin, and then all-world shortstop Sam Antonacci with the go-get-em there at the shortstop. So some outstanding glove work here in this ball game. And a pretty tight game with the underdogs from Timothy Christian enjoying a one-run lead here as we go to the top of the sixth.
Bizarre start to this ball game, too, as the pitch is lined to second. Oh, what a catch. Hey, we got another one to add to that clip.
Yeah, edit that one in.
Rito and Dan will be all over that one. We get the leaping catch from Salen. He's made a couple nice plays on ground balls, and that time he showed off his vertical and makes the catch. One down. And we started right on time at 10 o'clock. We went a 1-2-3 top of the first. Before the bottom of the first, they cleared the field. We're about to clear the stands. They announced to clear the stands for a lightning delay, and then a minute later they sent Timothy Christian back on the field and said, we're going to play. The weather's far enough away. Isaiah Thompson then just clubbed a triple over the head of Montella in left field, except for he forgot to touch second base. So he was out, and instead of SHG having a runner on third, nobody out in the bottom of the first, it was one out, nobody on. They did score one run, but who knows what could have happened. And our replay clearly showed Thompson stepping right over second base on his way to third. And that was the first 10 minutes of the day. And then we had a freshman with a big base hit.
It rained.
It rained.
We had a pitcher get, I don't know if it was an official warning, but the third base ump stopped and talked to him for a little bit.
1-2 now from Butler home, and that's called strike three. So the first strikeout looking today. It's the fifth time a Trojans player has struck out.
First strikeout for Butler.
Tober has struck out 2 on the other side. So we've had 7 strikeouts, but they've all been of the swinging variety. And here's Miles Foy. He has struck out twice today. And a check swing. He went around. Normal U-High will play Freeburg at 1 p.m. in the second semifinal. Whoever loses that game is going to get about 45 minutes of downtime before playing the loser of this game in the third place game, which is currently scheduled for 4 p.m. And then the state title game is at 7 p.m. Different format this year with everything moved around. And a foul ball back, and that changes your pitching too, because in a normal year, guys that threw Monday in the super sectional are able to come back on Saturday in the state title game or the third place game, but not the case today. If they went over that 75 pitch count on Monday, they're burned for today for both games. The 1-2 is a check swing and a nice kick save on deck by Ethan Monk.
Yeah.
I want to check the ankle though.
Yeah, there's some issues this year, but I still like it better than last year's format.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Things moved around, a lot of flexibilities in the communities and the stadiums and the pitches in the dirt and the teams and the facilities that are hosting. Softball has always been an East Side Louisville Slugger, and baseball 3A, 4A splitting between Joliet and Schaumburg. This is usually in Peoria. It's here in Normal. Soccer's usually at Naperville North. It's at Hoffman Estates. Track stayed put in Charleston, but everything moved back a couple of weeks. Some changed dates. So just a lot of moving pieces and a whole lot of cooperation among the municipalities and the organizations, and it's fantastic to see these young men and women getting to compete for state titles. And there's another strikeout looking right through the order. Line out, strikeout, strikeout. Sends us bottom 6 in a 1-run game.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Books. We head into the bottom of the 6th, and the normal U-High students starting to arrive. The Sacred Heart Griffin student section's moving down as well. We're getting a whole bunch. There we go. See, you got letters. You got to get in the right order, gentlemen. Otherwise, who knows what you're gonna end up spelling. We'll get it like Wheel of Fortune. Let's get one letter at a time. See, Lee, if you can figure out what they're supposed to be spelling there.
Not a lot of vowels.
I don't see one yet.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
The 0-1's a swing and a miss by Nick Crow. Unless it's a hashtag.
Yeah.
Here's a ground ball up the middle for Crow.
I was trying to decide if those were maybe atomic symbols.
No,
maybe.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess they've got a hashtag, and those letters stand for something.
Catch the ball
Okay.
for the team, maybe. What was that? Then that's the only guess I'm gonna make. I couldn't remember what the last letter was.
Here's Gilmore, and that's outside for a ball.
He was a starter 15 games as a sophomore.
Gilmore with the inside the park home run in regionals. And it's low ball 3.
You talk about the great tradition of Sacred Heart Griffin and all the different sports. Nick Namovich is an alum, a 1996 alum, come back to coach his school. 4 of his assistants are alumni.
Strike. The 3-1 pitch now to Gilmore with Kraft out of the game, so they got a change on deck. Kraft was pitching. And Butler came onto the mound, but Jaden Davis is in the on-deck circle. 3-1 to Gilmore. Inside, the tying runs aboard with a 1-out walk, and Gilmore's been hit by a pitch today and walked twice.
I have Tober for 5 walks in this one. That's the last thing you want to be doing here late in the game for sure. And here's the change that you mentioned.
Jaden Davis is going to bat. Senior hitting .391, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 2 triples, 17 driven in. And has also pitched 6 times, going 3-0 with a 1.96 ERA.
That's one thing about this Griffin team is, 1 through 9, you got to throw your best stuff. They are loaded top to bottom and off the bench too. A lot of these guys on their bench would be starters in other programs.
0-1, one down. Foul back above us.
And updating you on the meteorological report, as you can see, the sun has gone behind the clouds, and it's actually a pretty pleasant day here right now, where the threat has been, mid-90s with humidity levels making the heat index go over 100. Runner goes.
Yep, Ryan, that's popped down the first baseline. Foul and out of play. Not by much, but far enough to where Monk couldn't reach it. They were just announcing. We had fun with that announcement yesterday that fans could keep the souvenirs and everybody cheered. That one bounced back onto the field and the umpire picked it up. So not much of a souvenir unless D. Ray Tucker is taking that back to Champaign with him. I don't think that's the case. 0-2 here. Ball's ripped. Foul.
Ooh, he got that breaking ball and got out in front of it. Just about jumped out of his shoes on that one.
Yeah, that was one of the loudest cheers yesterday when they announced that foul balls were souvenirs that fans could take home, because I got fans from both teams cheering instead of just one or the other.
Well, yeah, your percentage to take one home goes up quite a bit here as opposed to Wrigley Field or Busch Stadium or whatever they call White Sox Park now. What is it?
Guaranteed rate, I think.
Sure.
The 0-2 is swung on, driven to center. Quasi-Gro's run down a bunch today. He's not going to catch this one, though. It's going to one-hop the wall. Coming around third is Gilmore to tie the game. Quasi-Gro able to chase down quite a few balls, but not that one. Right to the base of the wall at 400 feet.
And man, oh man, hitting the baseball is one of the best feelings in the world. Coming off the bench as a pitch hitter to one hop, dead center, and get the game-tying run across.
Right at the base of 400 as that one hits Jaden Davis, double number 5, RBI number 18. It ties the state semifinal game. We're going to get a sub of some sort here. Let's see. Mitch Dye is going to hit for Salem, number 22. Mitch Dye, a 341 hitter. How about that? You bring guys off the bench in the 6th inning, and you got Jaden Davis hitting 391 and Mitch Dye hitting 341. They've combined for 8 doubles, now 9. 3 triples, a pair of homers, and 32 RBI. That's pretty good bats to bring off the bench in a very close game in the 6th inning. Dye, junior. Davis, who's standing out on second, a senior.
Yeah, I mean, the depth on this Cyclones team is beyond compare.
There's a swing and a miss. Oh, and 1.
Tober has done a nice job battling these Cyclones, I'll tell you. Kind of kept them in check and kept Timothy Christian in the game, but you just get the feeling that Sacred Heart Griffin could explode at any moment.
Foul back into the screen again. One and 2.
I think your friends are going to be removed from the Timothy Christian side.
1-2's in the dirt, 2 and 2. Yeah, I think they're just telling them, hey, this is the Timothy Christian dugout and their side, and you guys need to go back to the third base dugout and their side, and that appears to be the case. So I don't know if there was some back and forth between the fan bases or what. The 2-2 is hit foul down the first baseline, and nimble and quick, you got to be able to be a first or a third base coach at any level.
Skipped the rope right there.
Two and 2, 1 out. And back in is Mitch Dye. pitch outside, 3-2.
Nick Naumovich says Dye will play college ball somewhere, and he'll be the #1 pitcher next year for SHG.
Pitch on, clobbered, right field, James back. This one is off the wall, nearly a home run. It might end up being anyway. Dye circling the bases. They'll hold him at third, and he's got a go-ahead triple. Just underneath the scoreboard. And the Cyclones lead 4-3.
Back-to-back RBI extra base hits for the Cyclones coming off the bench. Unbelievable.
Right off the wall.
Wow.
Just below the Illinois State Redbird logo.
Just about got
on the
Reggie.
Scoreboard. Yeah. And it's 4-3. Well, those youngsters must not be superstitious because they got up and moved after that triple, and it was funny watching that entire thing. No matter who went and told them, they weren't moving. And it was a mom who went over there and said something, and all of a sudden they all got up and left.
That's right.
So this pitch is fouled out of play. Back towards Gregory Street and heading that way.
It's like a little rain coming down again out there.
Yep, absolutely. Coming sideways, and this one's crushed out to right field too. James back again, same spot. That is almost the exact same spot on the wall. Barletti with a triple, and it is 5-3 Cyclones. Walk, double, triple, triple.
Well,
and if there's dents in the wall, Lee, they might be next to each other. Let's see where this one hits.
yeah. Well, we just got through saying that you got the feeling that SHG could explode at any moment offensively, and wow.
That's the same spot
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Hit the bird, win a car. Is that the deal? Or and now that's a couple of guys off the bench, and then the bottom, the #9 hitter. And now back to the top of the order for Nick Naumovich's Cyclones.
They stick with Tober. And that pitch is on the corner.
And the headline, I'm not gonna. That's a dad humor. I'm not gonna go there.
0-1 for Thompson. And that's upstairs. Thompson had what's in the book is a single in the first inning. He clobbered it out to the wall and left, and he was standing on third, but he missed second base. So he was called out to start the bottom of the first. It goes in the book as a single, and there's a swing and a miss. He was trying to hit that ball well out of the ballpark.
And I never got to ask that question. So did he not recognize that he missed second base?
He never went back, so I don't know if he was trying to bluff through it.
Right.
Hoping
Which
that,
was it?
hoping
Yeah.
that nobody else noticed,
Yeah,
and
right.
somebody either on the infield or the dugout did, and foul ball back. He
I
walked
think
and
it's-
stole a base in the fifth.
I think instinctually, if you miss it, you would go back.
Right, and
I don't think he'd be-
We've seen it. We've seen it both ways in the major league levels. Recently, Dylan Carlson missed home plate for the Cardinals last week, and then he went back and tried to
Yeah.
get it, and they tagged him on the way back.
Yeah.
And Cabrian Hayes of the Pirates hit a home run and missed first base, and just kept on going to circle the bases. And I don't remember who they were playing at the time, but they were like, "No, he missed first. We're gonna replay that and call him out." So you see it happen both ways. But yeah, he was standing at third and saying, "Man, I hope nobody noticed I missed that."
Yeah, whistling on a dark street corner.
The 1-2 is hit out to center. Another line drive caught. And coming home after a late start, but scoring anyway, is Barletti. Barletti started home, had to go back. He slipped when he touched
Stumbled,
third,
yeah.
but still able to get home with the fourth run of the inning.
They're going to throw over there and appeal.
Safe, yeah, he got back. The question was whether he touched it, and it looked like he did get back. Crazy sixth inning, and here's Nolan Healy, and he pops it up. Quasagro is there to make the catch, but what an inning for the Cyclones. They flipped this game on its head with a 4 spot in the 6th, and they're 3 outs away from playing for a state title later tonight. Those are the same spot. That's fantastic. You're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSNetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school playoff action. We head to the 7th. Sacred Heart Griffin with a 6-3 lead, looking to close out the Trojans. Sam Antonacci is going to move from shortstop to the mound and attempt to get a save here. He's pitched 12 times. He's 1-1, but the ERA, so he took their only loss of the year. But he has a 0.98 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 4 walks and 21 in the 3rd innings. They lost 5-3 to Jacksonville back on April 26th, and he took that loss. The shortstop is now number 20, Bobby Guy, a junior who has played in 24 games. Salen's back in at second base. And the Trojans have 8-9-1 due up.
Well, that's that was a pretty impressive half inning out of Sacred Heart Griffin. A couple of guys come off the bench with extra base, RBI hits.
Trojans might be a little shell-shocked at the moment. They had a 3-2 lead with 1 out. They needed 4 outs left. And we did get a look at those in between innings. Those balls hit off the same panel underneath the scoreboard, underneath the Country Financial logo next to the Illinois State Redbird.
Throwing darts out there.
Triples, incredible. Just swinging a miss for strike 1. You can check that out if you purchase a DVD keepsake copy at today's event on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player.
I applaud your segue.
Or click the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. You can also click the digital copy button under the event video player to download a digital copy of the event right to your computer. The 2-1 is inside, and it's ball 3. Monk has got a strikeout and a ground out. Quasagro, who's been fantastic in center field's on deck with a fly out and a walk. And there's ball 4. Well, Antonacci's not walked many on the season. That's walk number 5 in 21 innings. But it was a walk that keyed SHG's rally in the bottom of the 6th, and Timothy Christian's hoping a leadoff walk will get them going here in the 7th. There's strike 1.
Now Quasagro made that great catch out in center field. Brian Whartonby says he is a natural center fielder, and he actually likes batting 9th.
Keeping an eye on the runner here. The run that matters is staying in the on-deck circle. That's the tying run, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, no need to get overly concerned with a guy at first with a 3-run lead. Another throw over, and Barletti
trying to sell that one to first base umpire D. Ray Tucker.
He's lucky that one didn't end up in the right field corner.
Pitch is upstairs for a ball.
Antonacci's dad played at the University of Illinois.
One and two. The right-hander delivers a foul ball. That's bounced over to the SHG dugout. One and two. Just missed. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes in the 7th inning. Ball 3 upstairs.
Antonacci's missed with a couple high. Seen a little bit of that this weekend here.
Foul back. Lazagrove battling.
Pretty good at bat here. Had a big triple in the super sectional.
His walk started the 2-run rally in the 5th inning. He walked with 2 outs. Ground ball foul here.
Ooh, I think that might have been ball 4.
He walked with 2 down when they were trailing 2-1, and then Jones on deck tripled. Fulkert singled, and Timothy Christian had a 3-2 lead. That was top 5. Cyclones put 4 on the board, bottom 6. Now it's 6-3. Full count pitch. Popped up. Playable on the left side. And third baseman makes the catch. So 1 out for Ben Jones. Jones has popped up, grounded out, and had a RBI triple to straightaway center field. One of a handful of balls in the 5th or 6th inning that just missed getting out of here. Pitch is a strike. We're almost through our 5th game of this weekend tournament between 1A and 2A. We've not seen a ball leave the park yet. We had one that hit just below the yellow line yesterday in the 1A. And 3 that have gotten to the wall, and one that short hopped it in this game, and the pitch is fouled back, and there's 2 strikes as it rains again. A nice snag made by that youngster. The 2nd row. That bounced, came right back down to the net, and he'll take it home. There's a line drive right back up the middle. Ben Jones with his 2nd hit of the day. They've both been to center. And the tying run comes to the plate.
Nice job up there. Just takes it right back up the middle. Not trying to do anything fancy or overswing. Just make good contact, send it right back up the middle.
We're going to get a trip to the mound here. The batter, Casey Fulkerts, is a freshman. He had an RBI and a single in the 5th inning that put the Trojans on top at the time, 3-2. So he's standing in now as the tying run. Fletcher Remick on deck. This might be the hardest it's rained all day now, Lee. Bleachers have scattered a little bit in front of our booth and off to the right.
Haven't checked the radar here for a while. There was a cell over toward Peoria, but it looked like it was going to miss us to the south.
Meeting on the mound is over.
Apparently my phone thinks I'm in Ecuador.
They're close. One out for Folkerts. Tying run at the plate for the Trojans. This game is seesawed back and forth, and the Trojans trying to flip it again, and it's upstairs for a ball. SHG led 1-0 and tied it 1-1. SHG led 2-1. Trojans led 3-2, and now SHG leads 6-3. Top 7, and a ground ball to third, and that takes a bad hop on Crow, and the bases are loaded. He went to backhand it, and that ball, like a super ball, just bounced up on him. He kept it on the infield in foul territory, but the tying run is now on base. There's one out in the 7th. Take a look.
It did not take a Crow hop. Yeah, those are tough, those backhanders. It was an E5.
Might have been a spot, too, where he was looking to sprint over to third base before he fully had the ball, and Dickerson slides over to block.
If the radar I'm looking at is correct, and it's for Bloomington Normal, not Ecuador, this cell should blow through, and it doesn't look like there's anything unless something pops up. There's nothing else on the map.
And that pitch missing. It's 2-0. One out, bases loaded. The Trojans fans making some noise. Fastball outside, 3-0. Nowhere to put him. Remick's got a ground out, a single, a stolen base, and a walk today. 4.07 average. And ball 4 forces in a run.
Wow.
It's 6-4, second walk of the inning. Jones to third, Folkerts to second. Folkerts is the tying run. Remick is the go-ahead run, and C.J. James stands in.
2 walks, a base hit, an error. This Timothy Christian team is doing whatever it takes. They scored in the top of the first. They had not backed down from this heavily favored Sacred Heart Griffin team.
4 walks and 21 and a third innings for Antonacci before today, and 2 walks in a span of 5 batters in this one. James, the 0-1, hits a ground ball to short, and that gets booted into center field. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. We're tied at 6. The Trojans do respond. I mentioned when the inning started, they looked a little shell-shocked, but that leadoff walk calmed them down, and the Trojans now have a great opportunity with the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
And still only 1 out, and the runner, the umpire there, and maybe a little distracting for the shortstop who's just into the game, right?
Yeah, first ball hit his way.
That's a guy?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe thinking about making the throw just a little bit before he got the ball, and now Montella stepping in.
Montella's been hit by a pitch, slide to left, line to second, infield is in, now scooting back. So they came in, and then Coach Namovich just came out of the dugout and moved the middle infield back. Third baseman Crow is in. First base holds him on, and this is flared to left field. Coming on is Healy, base hit. And the Trojans lead 7-6. They see your 4-run 6th. They answer with the 4-run 7th thus far. And Montella delivers.
4 runs. That's only the second base hit of the inning. Montella just fought that one off, and nobody could get to it. They couldn't have placed it any better. And they're not done yet.
Swing and a miss.
And Tober, who gave up the runs in the bottom of the 6th with a chance to add to this lead.
Fouls that one back. He's got a sac fly. Then he hit the ball into right center, in which Thompson and Jimerson collided in the 4th inning, and Thompson held on for the catch. So that robbed Tober of probably an RBI double. There was a runner on second at the time. And a swing and a miss.
Real nice breaking pitch. Real nice breaking pitch from Antonacci. Just, he's taken a couple of hits out there and given up 4, but still battling out there on the mound.
He's only allowed 1 hit. No, 2 hits. Check
2,
that. The
2
Jones
hits,
hit.
2 walks, 2 errors.
Yep. And that pitch is low for a ball to Foy. Foy is struck out swinging twice and looking once. Chance to add on. Antonacci's going to lead off the bottom of the 7th as well now that the Cyclones will bat again. And that hit Foy. And loads him up, and Monk, who started the inning with the walk, bats again. It'll be bottom 7, Antonacci, the 3-hitter, Jimerson, and Crow as the 3 scheduled hitters.
Yeah. I mean, 1 run and may not be enough for Timothy Christian.
This game was 3-2 going into the bottom of the 6th, and we've had 8 runs score in the span of the last 5 outs, and a swing and a miss for Monk in strike 1. Two outs. And time call.
Rain's still coming down out there. It's kind of hard to see, but I think it's coming down harder than what it looks like from here, too.
Strike 2 from Antonacci. Inside. One and two down. Monk with the bases loaded and a chance to add on some much needed insurance here, top 7, but he won't. Strikeout number 2 of the inning, but they send 10 to the plate. They score 4. The Cyclones got to get the bats going again at 7-6. Timothy Christian, mid-7.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
We head to the bottom of the 7th at Duffy Bass Field on the campus of Illinois State University, and we had a wild last full inning. 4 runs for SHG, bottom 6. 4 runs, top 7 for Timothy Christian, and it's 7-6. And this young man, Sam Antonacci's got to put that top of the 7th completely out of his mind and stand in to lead off the bottom of the 7th, and that's much easier for me to say up here in the booth than it is for him to do stepping into the batter's box. A walk, a stolen base in the 1st, a single, a run scored in the 3rd, a fly out in the 5th. He's hitting .550.
Well, he
takes a strike.
He hit 500, over 500 as a sophomore, and Coach Namovich told him before the season, like, you don't have to hit 500 this year. Don't put the pressure on yourself. And here he is, almost 560 coming into the ball game.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2 today, and he's dropped his average. They just called something from the right side. Umpire D. Ray Tucker, and that's an automatic ball, so it's 1-1 now, and it's outside ball 2. So
I didn't see what he did.
2-1. And I wonder if that's what the first base coach was talking earlier with the umpires about. 2-2, as that's on the corner. He had stopped and talked to the umpire a couple times on his way back in. Two and 2 to Antonacci, leading off the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to shortstop. Jones fires across, and there's a 1 down. Big for the Trojans to keep the leadoff man off the base paths.
No doubt, and Tober, whatever he did there to get that illegal pitch called, didn't let it bother him.
Here's R.J. Jimerson. A sac fly in the 1st, a single in the 3rd. That brought home a run, though he didn't get an RBI. There was an E7 on the play, and then a strikeout. He takes a strike here.
And you talk about Antonacci coming in to hit after getting rocked. Well, Tober's back out there on the mound after getting rocked last inning with the game on the line. And
they stuck with him. He looks a lot better here in the 7th than he did in the 6th. He gave up those 3 straight extra base hits, a double, a triple, and then a sac fly. And a ground ball on the right side. Up with it there is Folkerts to first. 2 down. And the Cyclones run is left up to Nick Crow.
And Timothy Christian 1 out away from a pretty big upset here in the semifinals when you consider that Sacred Heart Griffin's been ranked #1 in the state regardless of class.
They've won 26 in a row.
This is one of those games where maybe nobody outside the Timothy Christian dugout thought they could win. But here they are.
2 down. The pitch to Crow is a strike. Cyclones played mostly 3A teams all year, especially in conference. Playing Springfield, who won the 3A state title. They beat them 3 times. The 0-1 is lifted to second and caught by Folkerts. And the Cinderella run of the Trojans will go to a state title game. Their first in school history. And the Cyclones now at 33-2 will have to regroup. I'll tell you what, look at that reaction from the Trojans. They believe they got it done, but wow, that's a happy bunch of kids.
I can tell you what the quotes in the newspapers and the post-game press conferences will be. We shocked the world. Nobody thought we could do it. We believed in ourselves. All of that, and a lot of that's true. I mean, these guys battled. I said, they did the Tom Petty thing today. They didn't back down from the very beginning. They scored. They scored second, but they answered SHG's first run with a run of their own in the very next inning, and just kept battling. And it wasn't always pretty. They got some help there in the 7th inning, a couple of walks, a couple of errors, but they took advantage of them, and now they're going to play for a state title.
21-8 now for the Trojans. They will play at 7 o'clock this evening in the state title game. SHG will have to turn around at 4 o'clock and play in the third place game with a 33-2 record. Normal U-High will take on Freeburg next. The Pioneers are 31-3. The Freeburg Midgets are 35-3. That's our second semifinal. We're on time for a 1 p.m. start, so we will talk to you then from Duffy Bass Field. For Chef Tech Productions, my partner Lee Hall, everybody here at IHSA, I'm Nathan Believa. It's a final score of 7-6 Trojans over the Cyclones. We'll talk to you at 1 o'clock with our second semifinal here on the NFHS Network.